Welcome to the Redvee TV Instant Reaction, supported by Chapel House Cars for the 2025 season, following Saints' 16-4 defeat here this evening against the Leigh Leopards. Kevin, let's just start off and say we were beaten by far the better team.
Yeah, I mean, they've been superb over the past couple of weeks, and they backed it up with another good performance tonight. I don't necessarily think they were at the top of the game, because I think they could have put more points on us, so there's a bit of constructive criticism, I think, of them, you call it.
But it's not Leopards TV, this game.
But they were the better team out of the two tonight. The ones who look more like scoring.
Yeah, and listen, I think both sides were solid defensively. It was a high intensity game, and we stayed in the wrestle. I hate that term. One little lapse lets them in under the sticks, but essentially all of their points came off either back of our own disciplinary issues in terms of giving penalties away or our own mistakes.
Yeah, and it just goes back to Leeds last week, where I am, again, disappointed by certain aspects of the play. Yeah, we didn't concede last week, but it's come back to bite us here that we're not quite managing games properly. And allowing other teams to stay in it. You even go back to the whole game, where we kept them in the game. Leeds, again, I think we could have got a couple more points on the board and made life easier for us. Tonight, they've just managed the game a lot better than we have.
As good as we've been up in the intensity, and I said I was really proud of the defensive performance last week, is it a little bit worrying that we've essentially now scored 23 points in 3 games?
Yeah, I saw someone put on social media that the breeze effect of us winning games. Well, let's just take a step back. We scored 23 in 3 games. We should have scored more against Hull. We arguably could have scored more against Leeds and made life easier for us just with the amount of ball they turned over. It is a worry, and I think it's a collective within the coaching squad. You can't just label it on one person because we're doing well and ignore everyone else. I think it is a worry because I've seen Moses Mbai likened to our Mark Sneed. He's in for his kicking game and in for his game management. But then that puts the onus on Johnny Lomax and Tristan Saylor to actually produce. I think Tristan Saylor was actually good tonight. I think he's gone all right.
Without that. Yeah, that little bit of extra piece that needs to get away.
Well, and this is where it comes to. If Moses is your tiller, so he's pointing you in the direction with his kicking game, you need that spark from year 1 and year 6, and we're not quite seeing it.
We did have the discussion where Lewis Murphy goes when he's fit. At this moment in time, Kyle Felt's not layering himself in glory in the last couple of weeks, is he?
If you're going to have a decision to make, it isn't Owen Dagnall. I think he runs it in very well, makes minimal mistakes, looks like he's got that bit of confidence about him as well. So it's not going to be him, and there are mistakes creeping in with Kyle. I think Kyle is...
Can I stop you there?
Yeah.
You've just said it won't be him. It shouldn't.
Sorry, yeah, that's better. That's better wording. It shouldn't be him. It should really be, the focus should be on Kyle to up his game there, and not be the one who's dropped.
Do you see that though?
No, of course.
Leon Cowan, the difference when he came on to Saints again on the board, did more in one carry off his own line than Iggy Parsi did in whatever stints he did in that 80 minutes.
Yeah, listen, I think that is a little tongue-in-cheek. Riggy's first run, and you think, he's taking men with him, but there's not enough. You can't just have someone doing 10-minute spells when your bench is as light as it was for us tonight. You can't just have someone doing 10-minute spells. You need someone giving you that little bit extra.
Unfortunately, I think he's finished. I think genuinely, and if we dared offer him a new deal, it's madness from the club.
And I think you can then go, let's just go back to Iggy's impact off the bench. You go to the use of that bench, and is it a dereliction of duty not bringing Leon Cowan on earlier, 5 minutes before half time possibly, to give him a run? Have half time, you've got all the nerves, all the anticipation of making your debut out your system. Go and have another 10 minutes, then that's you done.
Again, there's no trust there, is there?
Yeah,
and
that's what it feels like. It feels like there's no trust.
What do we say? Listen, and we called it, didn't we? we said when we seen that bench, we said John Bennison won't get on.
Yep.
And Leon Cowan, I didn't think Leon would get on, and he probably only got on because he went 16-0, and we've just gone, do you know what, just give him a chance and chuck him out there.
Yeah, it feels that way. And I know that bench is a thing of the fact that we've not got the players. We've got quite a few players missing there. That's not necessarily an excuse for us losing the game. But still, use it better. Use your three who you think are going to be coming on. So George Whitby, you think was a shoo-in, so you could give Jake Wingfield a rest from playing 9. Iggy's obviously going to come on and do his 8, 10, 12-minute stints. And then Leon Cowan. Use it properly. It's still like a balmy night, isn't it? It's still quite warm. So you've got to use that better. And it is, as I say, it is down to missing players.
I don't think it's just in isolation. No, Kevin,
No, it's not.
I've been banging on for weeks when we've been playing weaker opposition or in bigger games. We're trying to win games with 15 men all the time, or when Noah was fit, only giving him 15 minutes. And when you get to these bigger games on these balmy nights and it's real high intensity, people like Big Al end up gassed because we've put the mileage through the legs far earlier in the year than we needed to.
And did we need to play him against the likes of Salford? Have we needed to play him against the likes of Huddersfield? Have we needed to play him against, these teams that we've played in the past couple of
play your squad players when they're fit, because you're always like a freak injury, like, listen, Noah, fractured thumb, whatever he's done. You're only ever like one tackle away from an injury, so play the young lads when the opportunity arises and they're fit and you're going to get the results.
Yeah.
That's not to take anything away from Leeds tonight. I thought they were defensively excellent. Again, they just needed to capitalise on the opportunities that we give them. It was a massive blow not having Darryl Clark available, or even Jake Burns, just to have that little bit of go forward from hooker. But we had injuries. Percy missing out as well through illness. You can't legislate for missing big players, but even with those in, I think that Leeds side probably still would have either won the game or took it close anyway.
Yeah, 19 points in the 2 games previous. We've touched on it before. The attack isn't good enough at the minute. So even with Percy, even with Darryl Clark, Jake Burns, who have Joe Batchelor, James Bell, these type of players who are missing, you're still up against it. And this was probably the toughest one out of them all. I think Leeds and this one were the ones that you look at, that 11 out of 12 that you were going for. Yes, I am mentioning it.
Ruined me.
But these were the ones...
Darryl Clark's HIA's ruined me.
These are the ones that you think they're your tough ones. And for me, you needed to split the wins with Leigh. So you've got to go to Leigh and get a win if you want to finish above them. You've got to. It's imperative.
Listen, let's not throw the toys out of the pram. I think anybody, when we saw those two lineups on paper tonight, couldn't believe that Leigh were getting a 6 start on the coupon.
Well, I bat Leigh.
Yeah, but we were giving Leigh 6.
Yeah.
Madness.
Yeah.
You felt they were favourites going into the game based on that, and they've backed it up. It's back to the drawing board. We've got a week off next week and a few easier fixtures to go. You hope come the back end of the year when have we ever had a fully fit squad? You can run these teams close, but we've got to find a way to get over the try line. There was a conversation I had with you last night, if you remember, and I said, unless we score at least 18, we're not winning that game tonight.
Yeah, that's exactly what we need to do. Because as you say, when we get to the end of August, beginning of September, we've got Hull KR away, Wigan at home, Leigh away. They're 3 huge games. So we've got like a little bit... Yeah, Wakefield away is a bit of a tricky one. But we've got some home games that you should be winning, and you should be winning by a decent score. We've got to just show up better in them big games. I'm going to give them a little bit of a pass tonight with who we have had missing, and say that, you know what, we were still in it. We did stick in it till the end, but it's just disappointing to come away with another defeat against one of them teams who finished above us recently.
I'm not disappointed at all with effort, application
no.
tonight, execution and running out of ideas. Is that just playing a really good opposition?
I've had Peter Elder stood next to me for the game. I think he's had to go and get a lift back. That's why he's not on tonight. And he was saying about our kicking game, how we were doing the old containing kick, but not really challenging for it. And then in the second half, he said, "Oh, we're changing it up and kicking on the deck." But I think that was more because we got to the last tackle and we were going, what do we do now? There was no real...
Especially in that last 10 minutes of the game tonight, when we were chasing it, how many times did we get just caught on the last one? Not often in anything.
There was no joined up thinking. So even when we tried something different, the halfback knew what he was going to do. No one else did.
Was that a case of we literally just had run out of ideas at that point?
So. I think so.
The only thing that would make this show better tonight would probably get a smudge on.
No, I don't think so. No.
Hi, Smudge.
Oh, can I just say one thing? Can I just say one thing before we go? I don't support the Brisbane Broncos, just in case anybody thinks.
Support me.
Yeah.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'm holding it like that. I'm praying. And we'll catch you.
More securely than some of our forwards.
Yeah. And we'll catch you next week, where we will do a show and we'll discuss squad situation, managerial positions,
state of the club.
That's going to be a moan fest, isn't it, Kevin? Yes. Don't ask me to discuss that.
Looking forward.
Yeah, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Catch you soon.